have my family right here, and I think they just heard what they're thinking right now is that this is a case of mistaken identity. Especially my daughter, who I tried to coach. It's a great honor to be here, and I'm deeply humbled, more than you would ever know, to be able to celebrate with all of you. And in many respects, I am your why. Dr. McAllister, I know you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Probably I was the 37th person she asked to do the keynote, because I asked her how much money she'd pay me, she said nothing. I know the government funding is difficult and challenging right now. But you're incredibly proud of all of these students, graduates. Your energy is contagious, and I can feel it. And I've already got to, sit at an amazing table with Dr. Choi, Dr. Hayward, Dr. Parkinson, and I can really sense what a special group that you've assembled here. They say that a coach's influence is never neutral. I guess we'll find out what happens tonight, and here's hoping for the best. So take flight with me as we celebrate the sensational journey you have taken and the sensational journeys you are all about to embark on. Your future lies with the genius of your imagination integrated with your experience, your history, and your habits. And as Joseph Campbell said, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. I've heard it said that medicine will break your heart, and that is precisely why it matters. Because a profession that asks you to care this deeply will also give you, your life, extraordinary meaning. There is no such thing as kind of amazing. To live an extraordinary life, you must possess a dangerous level of belief and have faith. Tend to your faith not just when you were broken, but when you're at home and with those you care about. By the way, what's the average IQ in this room? It isn't quite like a hockey dressing room, I'm sure. But hockey players are actually pretty damn capable. Hockey players realize you can't be great without the greatness of others. Hockey players understand that culture is the shadow of their personal leadership. And hockey players know that true greatness is not a skill, it is a behavior. And hockey players learn that DNA can be a killer because DNA wants equilibrium. It doesn't want discomfort, yet growth requires discomfort. Connor McDavid values discomfort, he values suffering, yes, he values it. But all those losses are so challenging and tough, so I feel sorry for all the Oilers fans that are here tonight. In hockey, we scout talent and potential. When we assess potential, we make the cardinal error of focusing on starting points. The abilities which are immediately visible. Scouts are obsessed with innate talent, and they assume the people with the most promise are the ones who stand out right away. But high achievers vary drastically in their initial aptitudes. If we judge players only by what they can do on day one, their potential and growth trajectory remains hidden. You can't tell where players will land from where they begin. Potential is not a matter of where you are, but how far you are able to travel. How far then can I travel? Well, let's see. My life can be summed up in one phrase. Well, that fucking didn't go according to plan. Stage 4. What? I'm 42. What's the name of that cancer? Months. Oh my God. Are you sure? There has to be a mistake. Can you double check the diagnosis? Please double check. Okay then. Shit. There's a little hockey language for you. Get things warmed up. I've got a wife, 2 kids, and a dog. Magic is all around us in life. The key is learning to see it. I couldn't see it. I was blind to it. I'm sure I was blind. Welcome to the profane. Welcome to hell. Welcome to impossible. If the devil could only take one thing from you, he would take hope. How can I possibly find hope? Has anyone beaten this cancer? No reply. Can I speak to anyone who's dealt with this before? No answer. Can an airplane be built in flight? Because that felt like my only option. I figured that if there was no evidence of success with this disease, and if I followed the same protocol as everybody else, then I'd have to create my own rules and my own game plan. In fact, it might come down to faith, a miracle, and an incredible physician. Dr. Daly,
profanity.
A few F-bombs in there. As fate would have it, I found you. I found a miracle in a lab coat who always listened carefully. I found a man who understood me, who connected with me. I found a man who cared deeply about me and cared deeply about my wife. I could tell by the way you made us feel every single time we saw you. I could feel your dedication and your passion as you searched for answers and you led the team around you. I could feel your patience, your sense of humor, your steadfast belief that together we could do absolutely everything possible to climb this mountain. Remember, Dr. Daly, I could live where the air is thin, and not many survive there. I have an undeniable will and drive. I also know that medicine is much more than science. I will bring what is not necessarily science to the table in boatloads. Dr. Daly, by the way, you are a waterfall, not a drink. A waterfall creates energy. It overflows with value. It gives life to everything it touches. A drain simply takes and empties. Thank you for being my waterfall and such a significant part of our hope. How do we do impossible? Is one step at a time, is one day at a time, one tear at a time, and one smile at a time, with incredible courage and resiliency. I also realize how lucky I am, as many people who had much greater wingspan than I ever did are not with us anymore, and I miss my friends lost along the way. How can life be so ruthless and so tragic and at the same time so precious? I'm still trying to figure that out. And speaking of precious, my wife Loretta, a tough, tobacco-chewing, cigar-smoking, swearing, whiskey-drinking, Athabasca farm girl. Well, it's partial truth. Who kicked me in the ass at every turn and valued my life as much as her own. She wears the scars and carried the burden equivocally with me and continues to do so today. My kids, who at every time I looked at them in a quiet moment, reminded me that they possess all of my best qualities, as well as other ones I wish I did have, and very few of my lesser ones. Thank you for being my greatest accomplishment, and I love you, honey. By the way, Katie is single and available. And we have an extra seat right here, and thanks on me. I believe that we teach our children and others by how we choose to live. We let them watch, learn, and become part of who we are, and it is glorious. And my parents, who continue to blow my mind every single day, I owe everything to you, everything. I'm so lucky. With a medical team of sheer brilliance and compassion, Dr. Spenner, Dr. McGran, Dr. Symbiosis, Dr. Townsend ×2, Dr. Duffy, incredible nurses, the dedicated volunteers, the friends, all of my students and all my employers, my stem cell donor, and so many others, I knew all I had to do was focus on one simple job: stay alive. Stay alive not for me, but for all of you. I did not want to let anyone down, and I did not want to be an embarrassment. How hard could that be? My dear friend Willie Desjardins, who I worked and coached with in Texas with the Stars, provided me with the key strategy. Willie called me every single morning. Every single morning, my day started at 4 a.m. with about 30 pills down the hatch. His message never changed. Make a decision. Make a decision. It doesn't matter what the doctors tell you, because you've already decided what you're going to do, regardless of what you're being told. Willie, I'm proud to tell you that I made that decision. Okay, honey, I'm ready for the move. Nope, it's not Britannia, it's not Mount Royal, but it's very similar. It's in the northwest quadrant of the city. It's kind of like a one-year lease arrangement. The rooms are a little dated, with green floors and a faint smell of urine and mold. The parking is a downside. It costs about $20 a day, but it does come with personal chef, and I hear the food is beyond belief. Who needs the keg when you've got Jell-O and green beans on the menu every day? In fact, the food was so bad, my dad concluded that they intentionally make it awful and attempt to motivate patients to leave as quickly as possible. How do the doctors eat this stuff every day in the cafeteria? He's likely right. The lease is variable because we're not sure whether there's a donor match for me. But there are 19 million possibilities within the global blood database. The clock is ticking. Let's pray. I never really had faith. Is it too late to develop it? Is it pathetic that I ask for your help only when I'm in this situation? God, I'm truly sorry for who I am. I hope you can forgive me. An allo stem cell transplant can't be that tough, can it? Pneumonia, which isn't responding to the medication. My wife is a pharmacist, no problems there. Code 66 septic shock. Is that my room number? WTF. When did I get electrocuted? Yes, I did forget to tell my wife about that. She was a little hot when she arrived the next day and learned about it from the nurses at the nursing station. Oops. I'm not entirely why she was so upset. In fact, she put me back into quarantine for another week. But quarantines, it turns out, are a great time for reflection. Long playlist, diners, drive-ins, and dives on 24-hour loop. And maybe lying in this bed for 23 hours a day, I'd start building a tech company and an app with coaching applications for hockey, soccer, and baseball. A company that would eventually reach around the world and attract more than 14 million viewers with the goal of improving quality and values within youth sports. Sure, nothing to lose. Could this be my legacy? That would enable me to leave the world a better place. No, Mark, your legacy is your family, and that's already cemented. Keeping my dreams and passions at the forefront became critical to making it through the surgeries, the setbacks, the obstacles, and countless unforeseen twists and turns. My God, the mirror in my room must be flawed. Look at this body. It is Speedo worthy for sure. Legs of a supermodel, or maybe those are just sticks. Where did my calves go? Not a hair on the body anywhere. Sorry, Supercuts. The skin has turned black on my testicles and is peeling off. That could be of minor concern. I would have said balls, but now I'm picking up all this medical jargon, and I haven't been in a hockey dressing room for a while. You see, your vocabulary adapts to the environment. I soon came to the realization I could not wait for things to get easier, simpler, or better. Life would always be complicated. I had to learn to be happy right now, otherwise I'd run out of time. Our journeys, though deeply personal, are also interconnected, and that interconnectedness creates a bond that unites us and drives us forward, not merely to survive, but to thrive. And to do that, people have to develop a mindset and a mental approach that allows you to navigate the abyss and overcome the challenges you will inevitably face throughout your life. Page 64. I never wanted to be defined by my cancer or by my cancer journey. A disease is not who you are. At the end of the day, I just wanted to be Mark again. I wanted to take out the garbage. Yes, my wife's laughing, yeah. I wanted to drive slowly down Stony Trail, look at the mountains, and simply appreciate being there. And I wanted to dare to dream. Dare to dream and believe I could be healthy. Dare to believe my new normal could be fabulous. And I can tell you today, it is for sure. Not easy, but it's fabulous. So for all of you, live for the moments that take your breath away, however small or large they may be. And know that life affords us very few guarantees other than inflation, higher taxes, and a chaotic world that makes little sense at times. I've come to realize that I had to play my hand in life as though it were the hand that I had always wanted. That realization catapulted me into a new space filled with greater perspective, a deeper appreciation, and profound gratitude. It transformed my comfort zone into what I call my genius zone. The genius zone is where you're fully in your element, where your gifts, passions, and purpose all align, and where fulfillment replaces fear, and where appreciation overcomes despair. Where you fully embrace the wonder of this incredible journey that we have. So for all of you, don't worry about me. I've been fortunate to live a life that many seek, but few will ever find. There are approximately 30,000 days in your life, and there's no warm-up, there's no practice round, and there's no reset button. Every day, you're writing words into the story of your life, and I hope your story is one of adventure, I hope it is one of courage, and I hope it is one that makes a positive difference in the lives of others. Dare to dream, dream with your loved ones, dream with those who impact your journey. Have the courage to push the boundaries of science, innovation, and possibility. Lean into your future, and surround yourself with mentors, role models, and people who challenge you, respect you, and help make you whole. Avoid chasing people who don't want to be caught. Be balanced, never lose sight of your priorities. Work is only one part of your life, an important part, but only one part. Your legacy in the end is the life you give to others, both literally and figuratively, while leaving the world a better place than you found it. In medicine, in coaching, and in life, I believe that one size fits each. Not one size fits all, one size fits each. I began coaching when I was 11 years old. Somehow I found myself working with these little 5-year-old miracles. Miracles I was shaping and influencing without even fully realizing it. I learned my role was not to tell them what to see. My role was simply to help them figure out where to look. The rest belonged to them. This personalizes their learning journey and their growth, and their evolution was through their lens and perspective and not mine. I would often ask myself, what would it feel like to be coached by me? That was the acid test. When they failed, I framed it differently than the teachers and coaches I had had in my past as a player. I called it fail fantastic. Failure is the most honest feedback system in any sport, but without context, failure becomes emotional rather than educational. That is when failure stops being a setback and starts becoming the foundation for mastery, which you all are. Failure is not feedback until it's understood. Clarity turns chaos into data, and data creates progress. And that brings me to all of you gathered here tonight, because every one of our graduates has experienced their own version of fail fantastic. You have endured 13 years, and I don't know the last 5 how you put up with each other, but a dressing room gets pretty ugly. But you faced uncertainty, sacrifice, doubt, setbacks, examinations, sleepless nights, on and on and on, and sometimes the finish line seemed impossibly far away. Yet here you are. You learned that every great physician, coach or leader, and innovator eventually discovers this. They discover that growth lies on the other side of discomfort. Mastery is built through repetition. Confidence is earned through adversity. And extraordinary achievement is rarely the result of a single moment. It is the accumulation of thousands of small decisions made consistently over time. And tonight we celebrate those decisions. We also celebrate the classes following your footsteps, along with your families, faculty, honored guests, and all of your friends. You will be future colleagues and community leaders who will build bridges and pathways far beyond the reaches of medicine. The world needs you all now more than ever. For our 9 graduates, this is a milestone achievement and a true bucket list moment in your life as the Department of Anesthesiology launches you into the future. Tomorrow, your email signature changes, but your values, your character, and your commitment to excellence should not. Anesthesiologists can be defined quite simply. Others see chaos, you see physiology. Others hear alarms, you hear information. Others panic, you protect consciousness, pain, breathing, and life itself. That quiet responsibility, brilliant intellect, steadfast passion, and perseverance are what make you all so very, very special. I would now like to raise a glass and toast our graduates and toast all that is wonderful in this world. This toast is about a minute long. You deserve it, so hold your glass high and let it burn, because here it goes. So let's get those glasses up. And let's have our graduates stand up as well. We have our 9 graduates stand up. Give them the love, give them the love. Here goes the toast. Everyone, find your hands are up. You're all miracles. You're all heroes. Your commitment to medicine, your pursuit of excellence, and your desire to help people like me have a profound impact on the world. On behalf of so many people whose lives have been touched by your work, thank you. Thank you for being a lifeline of hope. Thank you for the precious gift of time. Thank you for the cures, the breakthroughs, the discoveries, and the possibilities. Thank you for choosing a profession that serves humanity at its most vulnerable moments. Have a wonderful summer, have a wonderful celebration. I'm going to walk out of here now with my family, and quite honestly out of self-preservation, because despite what you're observing, I'm not an outwardly emotional person. I will gather my thoughts, I will drive home, I will look at the mountains, and I will think about all of you. I will think about how fortunate I am to be here today, and how fortunate I am to be in your company. Be proud of yourselves and be proud of your families. Be proud of your classmates, teachers, mentors, friends, and all those who did so much to make this possible for you. Because none of us arrived here alone. I will leave you with a quote from Alan Turing, featured in The Imitation Game. Sometimes it is the people no one imagines anything of who do the things that no one can imagine. God bless and congrats to the graduating class of 2026.